So read a lot, search a lot, then when it can't be found, one comes to this conclusion eventually. This is not a low price, it is negative, so we don't think about it. You feel bored after a while traveling and don't want to travel to the same place in your vacation. With Bhagavad Gita, you would be on a vacation that takes you to your inner journey, revealing who you really are. Then you would know whatever is outside is already inside of you, and even more. Plus, there are answers to all of your questions, and you will feel like you are never bored because unlike outside vacations that will always give you boredom after a while, unlike science, astrology, astronomy, or technology, or any other field which doesn't give you all the answers, this atmagyan means like self knowledge, which is only Bhagavad Gita. But once we realize that it cannot be found through words, through scriptures, then perhaps we should set out to search for existence in life. Happiness cannot be found in happiness, so perhaps we should set out to find it in peace. If we cannot find happiness outside, then perhaps we should go in search of it within. Happiness cannot be found in material things, so perhaps we should set out to find it in God. But the second search begins from the failure of this first search. So whatever Arjuna is talking about now, he is only talking about material happiness. What will he get from the kingdom? What will you get if your loved ones are no more? What will you get from the happiness? But the first step of the spiritual quest is being taken. That's why I would call him a religious person. It is not that Arjuna has become attainable to religion, but he is eager to attain religion is the correct way. Question: Bhagwan, you told yesterday that Bhagavad Gita is Manas Shastra, psychology, and comes close to modern Manas Shastra. So, do you limit the meaning of psych to mind? Because the basic meaning of psych is soul. So, will you stop at calling Gita only a science of psychology, or will you also call it a science of spirituality? Please clarify. I would call Gita only psychology in the beginning, and by mind I do not mean soul. By mind I mean mind only. Many will face problems and difficulties. They will say, I am pulling Gita down, should be called spiritual science. But I would like to tell you that there is no scripture for spirituality. At most, the scriptures can be of the mind. Yes, only this much can be done. If the scriptures of the mind take us to the place where spirituality begins, there is no spiritual science, cannot be. Spirituality is life, not scripture. The most that a word can do is to enable it to touch the last heights and depths of the mind. Therefore, I will not waste Gita by calling it a spiritual science only. There is no such scripture, and whatever scripture claim to be spiritual, what do the scriptures do? Those who believe in the scriptures make claims. They render their scriptures useless and useless. Spirituality is experience, and which is indescribable, and which is undefined, and which is beyond explanation, and which is beyond words, and which the scriptures themselves shout about that cannot be found through the mind, will be found beyond the mind. Whatever comes beyond the mind cannot be expressed in words. Therefore, the last reach of the scriptures is manas, the mind. If it reaches that much, then it is the ultimate scripture. And leap beyond that is where spirituality will eventually begin. I call Gita Manas Shastra psychology because Gita contains the sutras to reach the place from where the jump can be made. But spiritual science is not just any science, Yes, there can be spiritual statements like the Upanishads, Bible, Quran, Guru Granth Sahib, or any other scriptures. They have spiritual statements, but there is no science in them. Therefore, they are not of much use to humans. Gita is very useful as it also has all the answers to the statements. The statement is that there is Brahm, the ultimate God. Okay, there is a statement that there is Brahm. Okay, we don't know. He who knows says it is. He who does not know says it will happen. It is just a bare statement. So rest of the scriptures can be useful when you experience spirituality. Then after reading the other scriptures, you can say that it is okay. I have also known this. So the other scriptures can also become a testimony, a witness. But when you know, then only, otherwise they are of no use. So, would you know? That's only from Bhagavad Gita. So, how would you know? The answer is only Bhagavad Gita. And the fun is that once you know, there is no need for the testimony of the scriptures. Only you know. So, whatever you say becomes scripture. So, whatever is the scripture, it can at most become a testimony for the siddhi, the known. And there is no need for any testimony for the siddh, the known. Gita can be useful for the seeker. Gita is of no use to the siddh, known, because he has already gone through Gita before, and now Gita is a part and parcel of himself. But the real question is for the seeker, and the real question of the seeker is not spiritual. Arjuna's real question is not spiritual in the beginning. Arjuna's real question is mental, psychological. His problem is mental. Therefore, if someone says that his problem is mental and Krishna is solving it spiritually, then there can be no communication between them. Where there is a problem, the solution should be there. Only then it will be meaningful. Arjun's problem is mental. His problem is not spiritual initially. His confusion starts with mental issues. Now, there is a very interesting thing. There is no spiritual problem. Where there is spirituality, there is no problem. And as far as the problem is concerned, there is no spirituality there. The matter is exactly the same. As there is darkness in my house, I tell you it is dark. You say I will take the lamp and see it is, and see where it is. And you take the lamp, and then I won't be able to explain darkness to you. Yes, you say, tell me where is it? Now I have brought the lamp. Where is darkness? Now I will be in trouble. So I ask you to please keep the lamp outside and come. If you say that I will keep the lamp outside, then how will I see the darkness? Because light is needed to see. Then I will tell you only one thing, that darkness cannot be seen. Because where there is light, there is no darkness. And where there is darkness, there is no light. And there is no communication between these two. There is no such problem as spiritual problem. All problems are mental. Spirituality is not a problem, it is a solution. Where there is spirituality, there is no problem. And where there is no problem, why is there a need for solution? Spirituality itself is the solution. That's why we have named the door to spirituality Samadhi, meditation. Samadhi means from here the solution starts. From here there will be no problems. Samadhi means from here the solution begins. No longer a problem. There will be no further questions. Now there is no further solution to the question. The door is named Samadhi. This means that you have reached the door. Now beyond it lies the world of solutions. There will be only solutions. There will be no problems there. But there will be big problems till the gate of Samadhi. And all those problems are mental. If understood properly, it means the mind is the problem. The day there is no mind, there is no problem. And spirituality means that experience where there is